Hi everybody, this is Jennifer from the Searching and Growing Facebook page, and today I wanted to talk to you about USDA certified organic and is it important for essential oils? When we talk about certified organic, we think mostly about food, meat, and that kind of thing, and that is a particular process that the government goes through, tests the growers and the farmers to make sure that they have met certain criteria in order to give them the label of organic. And let's just use meat as an example. If you were to go to the store and buy some meat that was certified organic, it would only have to be qualified as 95% organic. So there could be some leeway in there, a little bit of play with what they put in the feed, or that kind of thing. And truthfully, for cows, grass-fed is the best, because that is what they are meant to eat. They're really not meant to eat grain, so it affects their composition, it affects their stress levels, it affects a lot of things. But being grass-fed is not a requirement to be certified organic. And that is the issue at play here. It always does make us feel a little bit better when we see the label of organic, especially the certified organic label on something. So what about essential oils? There are some companies who they're either herbal companies or essential oil companies or what have you, that are labeled as certified organic, so that makes the consumer feel better, and okay, this is going to be fine, this is going to be good for me. But the question is it therapeutic, and what is the quality of those oils? And that's where doTERRA comes in with their certified therapeutic grade essential oils, and that's not a government issued label. It's something they came up with themselves, because the government issued label was not a high enough standard for them. And this particular label goes through five different stages of testing, and the reason for that is doTERRA wants to ensure that each plant has the correct chemical composition, because that is what will affect the therapeutic value of the oil. If all you're concerned about is something that smells nice, it smells nice in your diffuser, then maybe it's not as important to you. But if you really want something that is going to help you live a better quality life, then you want to get the oils that are more therapeutic. And doTERRA is really big on the chemical composition of the plants, and we'll talk about that in a minute. This testing also makes sure that the oils are pure, with no heavy metals, no pesticides, no GMOs, and no contaminants. And that's you don't want to put that kind of stuff in your body. You don't want to put that onto your skin, because that goes into your body, and that's not good for you. It's really, really bad, and you're better off just not using anything at all. I also want to make sure there's no bacteria, no fungus, no mold. You don't want any of that stuff in your oil. Also, with this type of, and like I said before, with this level of testing, the organic label is not going to cover all of it that doTERRA wants to have with their oils. And Dr. Robert Pappas, who is an independent scientist, said that doTERRA has the highest level of testing, and they have the highest, I can't think of the word, it slipped my mind, not integrity, but standard. They have the highest standard for their oils that he has seen of any company, and he is not associated with doTERRA. He's just a scientist. So that is very, very comforting, and he's an expert in essential oils. So that's good to hear. But anyway, Organics also does not work because doTERRA is an essential oil, an international company, and some people only want to get something that's made in the USA, which is really good for a lot of things. We want to support the United States. We want to grow jobs here. We want to ensure that we're not just shipping all of our jobs overseas. However, with essential oils, you can't, if you want to get the best quality, you can't grow all of your oils in the United States. Like for instance, I could grow a lavender plant in my backyard, and it would probably smell nice. It would look pretty, and it would be nice to cut some off and put them in a vase and put them on my table, and it would look really nice and smell really nice. But it would not have any therapeutic value because of where I grew it. I don't live in France or Bulgaria. I'm not going to have the same soil composition, the same climate, all of that stuff that they have over there. And in order for doTERRA to be certified organic with those countries, well, they have a different standard than, for instance, we do in the United States, and it would cost a lot of money in order for them to become certified organic with all the countries that they work with. And another thing, before I forget, with certified organic, it can say on the bottle that it's certified organic. Like for instance, a bottle of Melissa. It could say that. But that doesn't mean that the whole bottle is Melissa. Lemongrass has the same or a similar scent, a similar chemical composition. So you could put like 80% of Melissa and then 20% lemongrass and still put on the bottle that it's certified organic. And all you'll put on the bottle is Melissa. So people think, oh, because it says it's certified organic on this bottle, that means I'm getting Melissa. Not necessarily. So that's the catch. That's the loophole. That 95%, that 5% thing there, that's the loophole. They can put something else in the bottle as long as it's organic, as long as it has been grown in a field that is free of pesticides and it's free of, that the soil isn't filled with pesticides, they haven't sprayed anything on there, then they can honestly say that it's organic. But how do you know that it is? So, or that it is 100% whatever it says on the bottle. So it's really, really important. And I mentioned earlier that doTERRA is very, very stringent on their chemical composition, because if you like to do studies like this, you can go online and check and see how climate, if you move a plant to a different climate, it will change the chemical structure of the plant and it won't be as effective. And I'm telling you, I know people who have used other companies' oils that claim to have either organic or, that's high therapeutic grade or whatever, and it didn't work for them. But when they used doTERRA, it worked. And the reason being is they always grow their plants in the indigenous countries. And another thing, that when they work with the farmers, they will not work with a farmer who has used pesticides within the past 20 years. And that is a big deal, because they are wanting to produce the highest quality oil and an oil that is free of any kind of pesticides. And it could be, even if they don't want it to have been in the dirt for 5 years ago, who knows, it could still be there. But I guess even 20 years ago, it could still be there. So they're very, very strict about who they use, but they're also fair trade. They won't charge anything less, or they won't pay anything less than minimum wage, which I'm not sure what they pay each farmer, but it's very important to them. And it's evident in the results when you use doTERRA's essential oils. So I just wanted to share this with you. Don't be duped by the idea that if it says USDA Organic, then that means that it's the best quality and it's the best oil I can get. It probably is not the case. It may not have pesticides in it, but it's not going to do for you what an oil would that has been produced by doTERRA. So if you have any questions, just feel free to shoot me a private message, or even on the page, ask a question. I'd be happy to answer, because I think this is really, really important to understand. So I will talk to you next week, and I think that was all I was going to share today. Oh, no, I did forget. Starting today, I'm going to start posting, putting up posts on the page, sharing with you where each individual fruit comes from. Like we know peppermint grows in the Northwest United States. Where does lemon come from? Where does bergamot come from? Where does we already said where lavender comes from? All these plants, where do they come from? And I'm going to be sharing that with you in the posts next week or so, I guess, because there's a lot of them. And so that way you can look and see where they come from. And like I said, if you have any questions about it, please feel free to ask. I'm very excited to share this with you. And I hope you guys have a really good weekend. And I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.